Hello, Jeremy. Congrats on your 200 subs. I'm sure you're going to get a lot more with this contest. You got me. I actually have heard quite a bit about you through other people's channels, but I apologize. I never bothered to hit your channel until I saw people starting to respond to your contest. That said, I think your contest is a fantastic idea. There's no need to enter me into it though, because I have to agree, this guy is fantastic, and when I want some hard, heavy-hitting soundtrack with rock and metal music, hey, this is my go-to guy. I picked this up when the movie came out. I also happened to pick up the score as well, and I thought both worked seamlessly within the movie, and it was just fantastic. It just helped convey the emotion in the movie at the time, so great choice. Now I'll talk about a couple things that I'm going to show you. You may or may not be interested, but here's my response. So the things that I'm going to show you, they have been released on vinyl for the vinyl guys watching my movie. I just have not been able to pick these guys up. Both of them were released in the United States, and they're the only two that I'm aware of that were officially released in the States as a vinyl. In the 60s, let me show you, this guy came out. This is the soundtrack to Yojimbo, and this is a film by Akira Kurosawa, which is one of the greatest directors of all time. And it was composed by Masaru Sato. And Akira Kurosawa had a long-time collaboration with Mr. Sato, sort of like Steven Spielberg and John Williams, or George Lucas and John Williams. Whenever you see a Steven Spielberg movie, you're going to see John Williams attached to it. For the most part, the same is true with Akira Kurosawa, at least through his 50s and 60s films. It was predominantly Masaru Sato that was doing the soundtrack for it. Yojimbo, which means bodyguard in Japanese, this film was actually remade in Western cinema twice. So the first was A Fistful of Dollars with Clint Eastwood. They took the story is the same, but in my opinion this is far superior, and in the 90s or early 2000s they did, I think it's The Last Man Standing with Bruce Willis. So this is just a well done soundtrack. It helps convey a lot of emotion and a lot of drive. The score, or the theme, has a nice jazzy swagger with the Eastern touch to it, which is really good, and I'll try and segue to a clip.
俺を買わんか。用心棒にどうだ。腕は今見せる。
刀かピストルか宿命の対決。
あんまりこっちに来るんじゃねえ。
So, now the next thing I'm going to show you is Ran, which was composed by Toru Takemitsu, and this is fantastic. This is also Akira Kurosawa. This was made during the latter part of his career, and this is an adaptation of Shakespeare's King Lear, and it's considered, well, Akira Kurosawa has many masterpieces, but this is a masterpiece from the latter part of his career. All the films in the Western, or the latter part of his career, they had to get a lot of Western financing. He kind of hit it, he went on a downslide with his Japanese audiences in 1970 when he did his first color film called Dodez Decadent. It was a bomb He even contemplated committing suicide, or he tried to commit suicide after the film. But after that, he rebounded. He went to the Soviet Union, made a film in the Soviet Union called Versula Sala, which is very good. And then in the 80s, Francis Ford Coppola and George Lucas got together with him, and they financed his next film called Kagemusha. And then in 85, Ron came out, and this was financed by some folks in France, and the names escape me right now, but this is definitely a masterpiece in the latter part of his career, and the soundtrack just works so well, and it's good on its own. Akira Kurosawa said, hey, I wanted something on the order of Gustav Mahler, and Takemitsu definitely produced it, so definitely give it a listen. Kind of segue into a clip right now.
して一文字家を滅ぼしたな。今こそ思い知ったか、女の知恵の浅はかさを。
浅はかではありませぬ。親兄弟の恨みのこもったこの城が燃え、一文字家が滅びる様をわらはこの目で見たかった。
Now for the vinyl guys, just to talk about things a little bit. So I talked about the director composer pairing, and I talked about A Fistful of Dollars, which I don't have on vinyl either. But Ennio Morricone did a lot of the spaghetti westerns, including A Fistful of Dollars with Clint Eastwood, and so Sergio Leone used Ennio Morricone quite a bit, and this is one of his classics, so just another great pairing between a director and a composer, and a lot of folks consider Ennio Morricone to be one of the best composers, Italian composers of soundtracks of all time. Now, for Kurosawa, again, the vinyl pieces are hard to come by. I only have one, which is this guy right here on Toho Records. This is like, this is a soundtrack for two of his movies, High and Low and Redbeard. And Kurosawa is very diverse in his career and did things outside of the samurai genre. So High and Low, for example, is a crime story about a kidnapping. And you can see here it's on Toho. See the label here. And then Redbeard is a period piece about a physician in the 1800s, which was the last film he made with, let's see if I can find the CD again, this guy here, Toshiro Mifune. Now Toshiro Mifune and Akira Kurosawa, I think they did something like 15, 16 films together, but Redbeard was the last film that they did together. Their relationship kind of soured afterwards, and that was the last time that they made a movie together, unfortunately. But Toshiro Mifune is sort of like the Clint Eastwood of Japan, just a fantastic actor, really known for his samurai films. He's done some films in the West. Now, both of these CDs here, they're Japanese. It was the only way that I could get the soundtrack here, because I don't think that these have been released on CD in the West. But here are the Obies. The Obies are pretty cool because they released it as a series of like 17 films, and the Obies, if you got like all 17 of them, they would produce a picture of the director, Akira Kurosawa. So that's what I have for you. Again, no need to put me in the contest. I'm just happy to do a response. I'm happy I discovered your channel, and I hope you get a bunch more subscribers.